Relax and allow yourself to feel truly present, to be aware and awake within your surroundings, to see the ants and the beings of the earth experiencing life in their own way, participating in nature, viewing an insect on one's hand without any malice, without any disgust or fear, or a feeling of not wanting to be touched, instead recognizing that we're part of nature, we're a part of all, and we are not separate. We are one, and when we heal our traumas and when we reconnect, we recognize and truly internalize this oneness. We'll no longer fear any types of connection. We no longer have a disgust against the idea of getting dirty, because we realize Earth is not the dirt that we originally were told it was. It's life, it's creation, it's connection, it's grounding. It's a pigment, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Dirt is beautiful. But we're taught to stay away from it, to stay clean. It's not being dirty to be a part of nature. Instead, it allows us to connect to playful nature. It allows us to absorb Mother Earth's essence. And we can always allow ourselves to bathe in water right afterwards. Water is such a cleansing, healing, and uplifting gift. And we can take time as well to observe the roots of nature and to recognize our own roots that ground us, center us, and relax us in the present. Our roots connect us to the roots of the trees, the energy roots that connect all animals to their surroundings, to their instincts, and to their intuition. Our roots can also be used for healing. Many times people, they form this disconnection where they don't feel comfortable when they're touching Mother Earth, when they're truly engaged with her, because they feel as though they don't belong. But this is our home. The same way that the deer feel a part of the forest, we are also meant to feel a part of her because we are her. At this time, I ask you to practice your ability to listen, but try to listen without judgment, without trying to form specific perspectives or judgments of any kind to what you're listening to, and instead, just be a part of life. Feel awake. Ask yourself, when is the last time that I felt truly alive? When I say alive, I don't mean just feeling your heart beating. I mean feeling the life course through your body, the energy sustenance that sustains, feeling how alive everything is around you, recognizing that the life within you is not separate than the life on the outside. Feeling the connectiveness, feeling the oneness, feeling the love, feeling the true meaning of being alive. When is the last time that you experienced this? And if you don't have an answer to this, then it's time to experience this oneness and connection now. Remember, you have a place here. You are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, you have a purpose to fulfill. You have a personal purpose and a global purpose, and both of them are very much connected. The wind connects to our spirit. It awakens our connection to spirit, to the astral, and to our physical home at this time. You see, Mother Earth is not a ball of rock swimming in the galactic ocean. Mother Earth is a live being. She has many aspects, many parts of her, but she is truly an alive organism, an alive being. Like the animals, the plants, like us, but she is the oneness that we embody. We are parts of a whole, and she is a whole for our lifetime and for any lifetimes we experience here. She is the collective consciousness. She is the cleansing body. But she needs to be in balance once again, as there is a virus called fear that has infected many places. But still, the power of love is always stronger than the power of fear, and love always wins. It always does. In no circumstance will it not, because true love automatically transforms fear. But when there's love with attachment, that attachment is rooted in fear. So then they can conflict one another. And so it's important to be rooted in your love and to really feel it and to really experience it, to work on embodying this energy in day-to-day life, recognizing the importance of this embodiment. And I ask you to listen, to really be a part of life at this time, at every time, to be present, and to realize that the restrictions that have been put on humans by other humans and by negative entities and beings, these restrictions are not real. They are an illusion. We are naturally free. We naturally do not need many of the things we think we do to survive, thrive, and be happy. It is a game that we are playing in, but honestly, we never signed up to play in it. We signed up to wake up to the realization that we need to break free. When we find ourselves, we break free, because once we find ourselves or decide that we're going to engage in a path of finding ourselves, the pattern of synchronicity and luminosity will take us everywhere we need to go, protect us, keep us safe, and keep us focused and motivated on our mission and path. You're a really beautiful light being. You're beautiful, you're filled with love, you're filled with compassion. And it's just learning how to release the things that you've taken on in your life, the fears, the attachments, the pain and the suffering, learning how to recognize it and recognize, yes, this is something that you've adopted in a way that you've adopted many clothes possibly. But this is not a real part of you. This is an extension that can easily be released. And I know that a lot of people don't think that trauma is easily conquered and released. The thing is, it's the mindset, it's the feeling, it's recognizing we can't push it away. It's not going to just disappear just because we say disappear and we get angry. That anger, that emotion actually feeds trauma on its own. Instead, trauma is able to release when we learn how to love ourselves and love others beyond our ability to experience fear. The way that I was able to heal my trauma is recognizing it, not running away from it, and also not belittling it in any way, or making myself or this energy feel bad. The way that I was able to release my trauma was through practicing mindfulness, self-love, and self-compassion. But sometimes fear can come to the surface a little bit here and there. For instance, just a moment ago there was a biker riding very fast, and I had a moment of worry and my heart was beating very fast because I thought this biker is not slowing down and they could trample the belongings that I have. They could also trample little beings on Mother Earth. They could trample my own foot. Whether they trample the ants and various other beings, the slugs, the snails, or whether they trample my own foot is the same. It's causing harm to Mother Earth as a whole. It's not being conscious, it's not truly feeling life. It's trying to rush by life. But then after that experience, I was able to find my center and calm down and release and relax once again. It's important to recognize that our natural state of being is a state of peace, calmness, contentment, and unconditional love. Anything besides that is an experience that happens, an experience that we must let go. But we don't have to hold on to it. If we have any negative, challenging, traumatic, or fearful experience that comes our way, no matter how small or large it is, we can allow it to flow and let go instead of building up and becoming a long-term trauma. Long-term trauma is basically taking a harmful experience and continuously embracing it to do more harm. It's typically a defense mechanism that's used by various species in order to avoid getting into that situation again. Because instinct believes that if we experience fear towards something, we'll stay away from it. When in reality, if we experience fear towards something, we attract what we fear in order to face it, release it, heal, love it, accept it, and then move on. It's a spiritual life lesson. And being afraid of something does not make it stay away. Feeling is so valuable and important, and so many people have had that ripped from them. At one point in my life, I was in a really abusive relationship, and there was a lot of yelling. I was constantly yelled at, I was constantly belittled and degraded, and I didn't feel myself, I didn't feel connected, I didn't feel love. I felt just depression and this really heaviness within me. I didn't feel motivated. I just wanted things to end, but I wasn't taking the steps to end the suffering. At that time, I didn't recognize my worth, and I didn't really remember who I was. I felt that I was getting out of touch with my own abilities as well, and I didn't trust myself. And from this experience, I was able to recognize my worth, recognize the parts of me that attracted this situation to begin with. I was able to learn how to release attachment, but at the same time, one of the things that I struggled with more long term was how to feel a large range of emotions again. From the constant yelling, from the constant panic attacks and anxiety attacks, at one point, I sort of just became numb, and it would take a lot, really a lot of suffering to make it so that I would feel something. It wasn't positive, it was negative, but it was something. And learning how to feel again was the hardest part, because I also had to learn how to process the memories that I had without letting them hurt me. I had to process, recognize, and accept what I went through, while also remembering and reminding myself of just how beautiful, how magical, how special, how precious life is, and how no one can take that away. No one can take that away from me. No one can take away the love that surrounds. And at this point in my life, I have wonderful people that surround me. I have beautiful friends, people that I feel connected to, that I feel like I can rely on. At the same time, I don't feel 100% understood by humans, and that's okay, because I feel understood by myself, and I feel understood by nature, and I am nature, we are nature, and I don't feel lonely. I could not be around anyone for a long time, and I wouldn't feel lonely, because I finally feel whole inside. And yes, there's little moments that affect me, that bother me. For instance, when I was walking to the spot that I am right now, it's just after 4th of July, and it seems as though people got drunk and walked in the woods, and they just threw trash around, non-biodegradable trash. And I felt hurt, as if someone had just thrown trash in my face. Because I feel the oneness and connection with Earth, and what happens to her I experience to a certain extent, as I am a part of a whole. But I had to learn how to transcend that and recognize I can't just add to the pain of the world. I experience the suffering of Mother Earth. I experience what she's going through. I experience the pain of what others go through. But I cannot embody and share more of this pain. I cannot live within suffering. If I live within suffering, then where is the light, where is the love, and where is the healing? It's time for an era of love to take over, an era of love. It's time for this. And it's time for me to embrace this. And so my mission here is to embrace and to spread the love. And to listen, to be present. And as soon as fear comes, I don't reject it. I accept, recognize, love it, and release it. Learn how to listen. Learn how to be here, to really be here, and not to try to rush to the next moment, the next day, the next experience. There's many things I'm looking forward to in life. I'm excited for the fact that pretty soon I will be in the tropics once again. I know it's coming. I feel it. And yes, I would love to be swimming in those beautiful ocean waters at this time. But that doesn't take away from the present moment. I feel love being here right now, where I am right now. Anywhere I am in the world, I feel love for Mother Earth. But I also feel the suffering that is inflicted. I feel the pain. But I feel the love, and that is the most prominent. And that is the love that is expanding. And so I love being here at this moment. I love being in this forest. I love touching the grounds and the trees. I love looking at them and experiencing wonder. Look at the world as if you're seeing it for the first time. Experience the joy, the wonder, the curiosity, the love. It's truly beautiful. We're truly beautiful, we as a whole. Be kind to the little beings of Earth. Please don't cause unnecessary suffering. You don't need to eat animals to survive, and they certainly won't make you thrive. Eating death creates a graveyard. You want to be a garden, not a graveyard. Now really just feel. Just learn how to feel. If you have a blockage within yourself, talk to the blockage, feel the blockage. Say, I release you at this time. I recognize you. I feel you. I experience you. I love you. And I release you at this time. If you do a counterclockwise spiral motion on any blockage you have, this untenses it, this allows it to release. And then you can do a clockwise motion to then bring this somewhere else. For instance, you can bring this into white or pink fire. You can bring this into the earth with the intention of cleansing and positive transformation. So it's doing that. It's finding the blockage, feeling, accepting, experiencing, releasing. And using a counterclockwise motion if you feel it's extra tough to take it out, to release it, and then using a clockwise motion to allow it to transform. Every day is a healing journey. And every day you have purpose and meaning. So experience the light, experience the love, and listen. Listen to your body, listen to nature, listen to all sounds without judgment, with just awareness. And soon you'll truly be able to feel to the deepest extent once again, and also learn how to have balance with your emotions. We naturally live in a state of balance. It's just releasing all the burdens we've taken on and finding that balance once again. It's not something that you learn, it's more something that you unlearn. You unlearn taking on the burdens and the stresses of the matrix society. Love on. Love always wins.